Here we have Philippine Netherlands. This is a tiny town on the border of Belgium, and there is virtually nothing about this town. But here, if you get up close, and at first I was in doubt, but the more I look at this site, you can see this, if you see what I'm doing here, these angles, they go all the way around, and it is a removed star fort. You can tell this when you get on the ground here. Not only do you have some old things like that, wow, 1,000 people here and they still got graffiti, but if you see, this is one of those points in the grass here. Well, this is a tough view. Maybe this will be better. And there it is. You see this? This ridge that runs all the way down? And there's one of the points. Boom. How about that? What sort of device or thing was here? And how could it just be ripped away to the point where you can only see the outline? On the Wikipedia page for this town, there's only been 2 photographs. One of them is a very old world, very complex looking canal system. And how did a town of less than 1,000 people, even if you pull from the neighboring town areas, you don't hit 2,000 people? How does it have things like that? How does it have things like this? I'm going to guess that this was an oval at one point. Here you go from another viewpoint. Interesting building. What was this world? I know this one's difficult to see. Probably because I have, so far on this tour, there haven't been very good examples. But here, there's the water, not very much of it here, that runs around this place. And it just can't be a coincidence. Yeah, what was this place? Here you have the old, I gotta look at this. Or maybe, I don't know. I mean, maybe this one's wrong. Maybe it's just a coincidence, sort of. But yeah, I don't know, man. What was it doing there? Guess I could look at pictures in the area. Okay, so this guy's talking about this was a fort, just in general, outside of being a star fort. Not sure how he knows that, but cute little town though. A lot of residences for 800 people. A lot of big buildings for 800 people. I mean, that's ridiculous. No one's ever stopped to ask. Okay, a giant muscle on gold. Anyway, moving on. Continuing on, we have Panden, the Netherlands. Panden Fort, they call it. Here, outside of the town of Panden. It was originally part of a series of forts designed to defend the waterline, but it got virtually no use. It was abandoned, sort of refurbished a few times, and had a series of kind of hilarious battles with some squatters. Other than that, it's virtually unused as a fort. But a fort with windows down here, I just fail to see what they're aiming at. If you're assuming that you're inside this shooting out, you can tell by the water line here, this is a moat, at least it was at some point. It certainly seems like it was built to be a moat or a canal. It just, as a fort, just seems stupid. But Panden has less than 2,000 people living there. Here we are, Fort Panden. Interesting marking on the bridge there. Hey, you! I suppose if you're defending against goats, it could be helpful. What do you want? Is that what you drove up here in, huh? Hey, bro, I'm talking to you, bro. Is this your bike, bro? Is this your scooter? What's that over there? So, a fort that was made and got virtually no military use in a population in an area with 2,000 people. And yeah, confusing story. Who the hell takes all this time in the 1800s to build a fort this substantial and never uses it? Like, it just seems sort of like something else going on there, and really overgrown and looking rather buried. Like many of the forts we've come across, this one too shrouded in mystery. Who knows what will happen next? But moving on, I forgot to mention this church is also in that Panden place. An odd thing to have for, unless, all 2,000 of them built it or something, which maybe, I don't know. Pretty impressive though. Apparently this was a lot taller, but it was broken off in 1944. Like a great many other things. Also looking a little bit elevated. Car parked down here, window down here, looking like there's probably another layer underneath, as per usual. But moving on. This is what Wikipedia tells us is a modern gun. This is where one of the guns was situated. Inside Fort Panden. And this looking like pretty old block here with some new cement touches And I don't see this being a gun at all. Can't tell. We arrive at Mels, Germany. Big frilly affair. A big old flowery fair. How cool. This place, now this is a population of about 100,000 people. And it too, like the last one we looked at, is along the Rhine. And like the previous one, suffered from the bombing, the oil campaign carried out by the Allies, where they just bombed indiscriminately all these cities or towns that had oil distilleries or oil refineries, or in an effort to really hamper Germany's resource chain. But no mention of this fort shape and why it exists, which is kind of ludicrous, really, if you got something that looks like this. How did I know there's gonna be water flowing through it? Oh, really all around it? Oh, look at that. That's water. The whole thing is a waterworks. Seems to have sort of dried up here or gotten overtaken by the city, but it looks like at one point probably went over here and over here and over here. Does the water flow through the middle then? No. There must be some central hub, a reason for having these waterways like this. Couldn't be just for design. Made in an era where they didn't even have air travel. What would be the point of that? No one would even appreciate it. I mean, what a waste of effort, if that were the case. Which we know that's not the case. Anywhere? No takers? No takers? What about down here? Oh, well, this is exactly what I was looking for. Yes. I find it odd that I can read that sign. I thought it was in Germany. There we go. That's better. Well, if no one's here, well, where's the whiskey at? You know what? Fuck it. I'll take one of everything. Hey, these little shops are funny, and I didn't mean to get in. I don't even know how to get out. Looks like an old fountain. And that's on the property, huh? Maybe that's the central sort of processing hub. Because I really think that these were more like power plants that functioned somehow by filtering water through them, allowing water to flow through the hydro electricity. I don't know. I mean, this is obviously technology that would be ancient to us, and also fallen into a severe state of disrepair and repurposing. It looks like they just built kind of a city around it, but clearly this shape, these red and white poles are an indicator. I mean, that's how they used to indicate power, electricity, or radio broadcast. They always use red and white towers. I mean, I guess so do barbers, but this being some sort of a hydro engineering makes more sense than it being a giant elaborate barber shop. Cool place, mysterious place. Love to poke around down there. Most of it probably underground. Very beautiful though. Moving on. Okay. I don't know. I'm in Hanover, Germany, and I just had to stop here because what is this? This looks like someone's fancy tiled bathroom, and this is all just made from grass and flowers, and that is pretty amazing. Not what I was looking for, of course, but I just saw it from up here and I thought, unga bunga, check that bad boy out. A quick stop here in Netherlands, as I saw this place. I'm here with Lucy. Lucy, come on over here. Why don't you tell the boys what you think? They're dying to know about your hat. Just for a second, really. Because I saw this shape, and I thought maybe something. But nothing that I could tell. But you see, it's just sort of odd by itself out there. And here we find ourselves across the world in Pensacola, Florida. Ooh, you didn't know there were these in the United States, did you? Well, there's not many. But as you can see here, there are signs, especially here, telltale sign of this having been, at one point, indeed a starfort. I'm sure there's some ridiculous history. Ah, look at this person. Not much to look at, but if you've looked at these enough, then you know for sure what you're looking at here. But don't take my word for it. Oh, really? Pensacola's not hip to the Google Streets game, huh? Well, you too, Pensacola. See if I care. Because I do. What's this one over here? This one, that's it. That is so old. But the suspicious lighthouse back there. Yo, yeah, what is all this? Yeah, something's up with this area. They know what's up. Oh, an old Spanish fort, of course. Right, yeah. This is a fort. Right. Nonsense. The history they tell us is just nonsense. Here you got more. Probably part of the same structure at some point. Oh yeah, it has to be. I mean, look at that. What the hell would the Spanish build that for? When? These lies. Lies and liars. Just making shit up. Oh yeah, they just happened to build this, this thing here. Near the water, of course. It was, mostly underground, you see. Yeah, and, here's a cannon here to prove that it's a fort. See, we put this cannon here. This is something else entirely. This whole area. And they got no idea. I mean, look at this. What is the sign of a fire? This is ancient stuff here. Right there in Florida. People just wandering around like on tour of what they think's an abandoned army fort. Get real. Get real. Without power tools or anything, they made this. Unbelievable. I'm mad at America for lying to me. Mad at everyone for lying to me. Moving on. Keemskirk Netherlands and boo, pointy pizza pocket style. That's an official architectural phrase. Yeah, it's true. Around the 1700s, they invented pizza pockets, and I should just write for Wikipedia. I should just write history books. I can make shit up too. Let's get down in there. Cool. Quaint little place. Water nearby. Imagine that. Lovely day, really, isn't it? Aha. Very interesting. Now being fully repurposed. I guess I shouldn't say that. I don't know. Maybe it was always a civilian center. Kind of looks like there was one here too. The imprint. Yeah, look at that. You can actually see where there was one. And of course done by water. Unless everyone just irrigates in the form of a star there. Oh, jeez. Yeah, nothing to see here, people. Everything is totally norm. That's just a random island? Or is this yet another little random fort? My god, it is. Look at that. I didn't even know this was here. And yet again, we have some other little waterworks island. Oh, Fort Island. Yeah. What fort is like this? Like, I just don't see the point of this fort. Let's go inside and find its secrets. I mean, don't get me wrong. It looks sturdy. It's just, I don't know why they would... I just don't believe them, okay? Oh my god, the Nord gang and the Zood gang. Shit, they own these parts. Okay. La Forêt Française. They're not down with Street View. These piles of rubble. What the hell do I know? You know nothing, Jon Snow. I know where to put it. I know exactly where to put it. Have you ever been with a girl, Jon Snow? Ah. Now here. Oh, here we are on the beach. Looking like it's overtaking this fort. Because it's shocular, near water. And what is going on here? This one is in Le Prix de la Mer Français, or something like that. Ground view, boosh. Not even exciting anymore. Just ancient forts fucking everywhere. No one even gives a shit. Determined to whatever. They take their clothes off on the beach nearby, probably. Because who cares? It's just another star fort. It's just another ancient mystery. Alright, I think I'm done. It doesn't look fun.